Hey, gang, I want to share with you in America the number one state that has the most distressed sellers in America. So, in other words, I want to share with you the number one state in America that has the most motivated homeowners, that have the most motivated home sellers, which means that there's massive, massive bargains to be made in this state that I'm about to share with you in a second, okay? And then I'm going to get into how to profit from that. Okay, if you're a pro investor, if you're a new investor, if you are a wholesaler, how to profit from the number one state in America. And I've done my due diligence. I'm going to share it with you. So today I'm going to talk about the number one state that has the most motivated, the most distressed sellers, and how to profit from that. Now, before I get started, I want to let you know that if you're interested in getting in their Alchemy Stones program, we only have a few seats available. And what the Alchemy Stone is, it's a gravity force that I've created that pumps massive amount of motivated sellers into your funnel that we create for you. At the same time, the automation kicks in where the system is doing your sales, doing your follow-ups, doing your closings, all in autopilot while you sleep. And the sellers that don't take your offer, it has a contingency plan. It has a backup plan that works while you sleep and touches these sellers over months and months, and if not years. Okay. Now you can join the Alchemy Stones at mrnofluff.com, or just go to alchemystones.mrnofluff.com. Normally, we sell the scores for $9,000. It's a 2-day, full day, all day boot camp where we set up these funnels with you. Right now, you can get the filmed version of it for just $997, guys. $997 at mrnofluff.com. Okay, so the course is going to set you up with a traffic funnel. And the traffic funnel is one of the most important things because I show you my secret 13 ponds where I fish for motivated sellers. And I'm going to show you what state has the most motivated sellers right now. So I set up these ponds for you so you're fishing somewhere there's not a lot of competition. Okay. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of money in marketing. And here's the greatest thing. These three ponds that I show you are free or almost free to find these motivated sellers, and hardly anyone knows about it, and that's why I don't share it with you. So first thing I'm going to set up with you is the traffic, because without leads, you're not going to be in business for a long time. So we'll set up the traffic for you. We show you how to get these sellers for totally free. Email to your inbox, guys. It's so awesome how we set it up. Okay, email to your inbox. Once the traffic comes in, then we'll set up your follow-up funnels. We'll set up your sales funnels, okay, and your closing funnels. So therefore, all you have to do is just be there to catch these sellers, because the system is going to pre-sell the sellers for you. So you don't have to cold call people and say, hey, man, are you motivated, blah, blah, blah. The system is doing it, okay? All you got to do is set up the automation. So if you're interested, go join the alchemystones.mrnofluff.com. There was only 20 Cs. We sold out a bunch of it, guys. Can't remember on top of my head how many I have, but we can get into it for $997. It's a 2-day full seminar that's all day long. And whenever you get the special, we actually give you 3 trainings. We'll have 3 different students that join the Alchemy Stones that pay the big bucks, okay? And we have students that are brand new. So you get to watch them if you're brand new. If you're mid-level, we have students that we film that are mid-level, so you get to watch them. And if you're a pro, then you get to watch a pro. So you get all 3 types of mindsets and skill levels of students that we've done 2-day full seminars where we set up their systems, and you get to watch these people. So it doesn't matter if you're new, if you're an expert, you get to see how people modify the Alchemy Stones to help them no matter what level they are. One of our success stories was Jay. After 5 weeks of completing the Alchemy Stones, he landed himself a $26,000 check, and you can listen to the story and how he got that at the academy dot. I'm sorry, the alchemystones.mrnofluff.com. So now let's get started in the story. What is the number one state that has the most motivated sellers? And it looks like my iPad just overheated. I was going to show you, but Las Vegas, guys, Nevada has the most motivated sellers. And I had this little diagram where I got it from the Big Brother, Department of Labor in Las Vegas, okay, where 28% of their people don't have jobs. That's basically means out of 4 people, 1 person is laid off or they don't have a job and they're collecting unemployment, okay? And there's millions and millions of people in Las Vegas. Just They just printed out the statistics from May 16 to May 23rd, just for 1 week. They had almost 400,000 people that filed for unemployment, guys. Okay, actually, it was like 380 something. I don't remember. I'm just rounding up. Okay, that's a lot of people just in 1 week. I'm not talking about the weeks before that. I'm just talking about in 1 week, we almost had almost 400,000 people that filed unemployment. And this is coming from Big Brother himself. This is not my statistics. This is their labor statistics. Okay. Now, what we have to realize is that those numbers are inaccurate. Actually, they need to be more inflated because those numbers don't include all the small business owners that are going bankrupt and they're closing down. All this, these individuals, they cannot file unemployment because they have their own business. Okay, and we can't forget about all the ICs, independent contractors, and all the other people that don't qualify for unemployment. They're not being counted in there. So Las Vegas right now in 2020 has the most motivated, has the most distressed sellers than anywhere else in America. So what does that mean? Well, hey, as an investor, that is a hot area, right? There's a hot area because there's so many distressed sellers out there that have lost their jobs. As simple as that, guys. They lost their jobs. They're probably not going to come back. Majority of these jobs, people are going to be unemployed, okay? And they have to go retrain, get new skills to find new jobs, which is going to take a minute. And when the forbearance floodgates open. We're going to have a tsunami of foreclosures in Vegas and across America. I don't care what people say. We're going to see massive amount of people being hurt by the Fed printing so much money. It's simply put, guys. Sorry, guys, it knocked down my. That's what happens when you freestyle, guys. Let me move this. This table's a little unsturdy. All right, guys. All right. So the opportunities in Vegas is what I call subject to heaven, which I let you guys know back in 2016 that is going to be coming. Okay. So, what is subject to heaven? What is OPM? OPM stands for other people's money or other people's mortgages. In Vegas, for example, 1 out of 4 people have lost their jobs. Well, that's millions of people, right? Okay. Because in 1 week, it was almost 400,000 people that qualified. Okay, it was 380 something, but I'm just rounding up that qualified for 1 week, guys. Okay. So out of these people, out of this 400,000 people, this 1 week, how many of them do you think own property? Okay. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. All right. So what's going to happen to their properties? They still got to pay their mortgage. And right now they're in a forbearance situation where they don't have to pay the mortgage, but that's going to end soon. That's going to end very, very soon. And for some people, have already started to end. What is going to happen then? Well, that's what the motivation, that's what the opportunity is, because many people talk about 2020 being a doom and gloom, where I see just the best opportunity ever. This is the best opportunity that I've seen since 1929. 1929, the Greatest Depression, because we are having massive amount of debt in corporations that are going to go bankrupt. We're seeing massive amount of debt in the consumer. They're going to go bankrupt. And there's going to be a flood of inventory in real estate. And a lot of these sellers don't want to let their house to go to foreclosure. Many of them will, right? But some of them do not want to. And this is where OPM, other people's mortgages, come into play. Because for me, I don't have to get a loan to buy someone's house. They already have an existing mortgage in place. I don't have to save up my money to come up to $300,000 to buy a property because the seller already has a mortgage. I don't have to go to a hard money lender to pay 18% interest, 4 to 6 points to get the money to buy this property because the seller already has a mortgage. I don't have to go and pull in money or knock on my neighbor's door or my family's door, say, hey man, you want to pull in your money, or raise money, because the sellers already have mortgages and they're highly distressed. They're highly motivated. There's two types of motivated sellers out there. Okay. You have what's called emotional motivation. And I love those the most because they have the most equity. And then you have what's called financial motivation. In Las Vegas, we're having 1/4 of every person there having a financial distress. Okay, that's going to trickle down to more people having emotional distress too down the line because they're losing their jobs, they're going through divorces, okay, and coming in. But I personally like buying houses from people that are emotionally distressed versus financially distressed. But In the last crash, I bought a lot of houses from people that were financially distressed, and I made about 100K per deal by just taking over someone's payment, maybe paying for their closing, maybe giving them $1,000, maybe just paying their arrears, 2 or 3 grand. But end of the day, buying a property for just 3 or 4 grand, right? And then holding that property, babysitting it, renting it out. And when I dumped it on the market was 2016, guys, at the top of the market. And that's when I told everyone that the real estate, that's the worst time to be in real estate back in 2016 because it was so bubbly, right? And now, back in 2019, which is last year, I told everyone this is the best time to be in real estate. And here's why, because we're seeing this massive amount of motivated sellers. So in 2020, Las Vegas is going to be subject to heaven, which means that, simply put, there's going to be so many people that cannot pay their mortgages. And many of these people are going to try to find solutions because they don't want a foreclosure. They don't want a black eye. They don't want to file bankruptcy. They don't want to have two black eyes. Plus, when they lose the home, they're going to have to pay a 1040, 1090, whatever it is. I forgot the name of it, in taxes to the IRS because the bank's going to write that off as an income for those people. Okay. So some of these sellers are going to say, look, dude, this is my neck. My house has what's called, maybe it has marginal equity, 15%, 20%, not much, right? Because really, by the time you hire a real estate agent, by the time you pay the closing costs, by the time you pay post inspection repairs, it's a lot of money. So if you have 15% equity, it's really nothing unless you're selling it yourself. Okay. So there's going to be millions and millions of people that have marginal equity. Why would they have marginal equity? Because the price is going to be tumbling down, like I did the video yesterday. Or they're going to have no equity, zero, or they're going to have negative equity. And the thing that I love about real estate, subject to investing, OPM, is that if I had to buy a house for cash, the numbers must work. If the numbers are anything different than the formula, which is 60 cents minus repairs, I'm not going to make money. That's as simple it is. I cannot buy a house at 80% with cash. I'm just not going to do it, right? No one smart will do that. Okay? So the numbers have to make sense. But what's very, favorable, what makes subject to so lucrative in a depression or in a recession is that real estate has two properties that makes it a gold nugget. First is equity, right? Something is worth 100, you can buy it for 60. Unlike stocks, I can't do that with stocks. I can't do that with Bitcoin. I can't do that with gold. But real estate, I can do that if I find motivated sellers. If I find distressed sellers, something that's worth 100, I can buy it for 60. Okay, I can buy it for 50. Okay, but in a time like this, there's not going to be that many people that have equity. So it doesn't, that's why people that have a lot of cash, they're not going to be able to get these great deals because not a lot of people have equity. So they're going to have to wait around for the bank to repo the property, to foreclose the property. And then they may be able to get 15% off or 20% off the fair market value because there's not that many people that have equity. So this is why OPM, in my opinion, is one of the best strategies in 2020 and going forward, is that real estate has two golden eggs. One is equity, which in this market, there's not going to be that much equity. But there has also another golden egg, which I love the most, is cash flow. Since interest rates at the all-time low in the history of America, we never had interest rates so low before, right? Right now, you can get a 30-year mortgage for 2.5 fixed, not arm, not adjustable, right around that area. Well, we never had interest rates this low before. So that means that's going to translate into these properties have ultra low interest rates, which means it's going to have ultra low monthly payments. And compared to the fair market rentals, rents are going to be here, and the mortgage payments are going to be here, which is going to create a big spread of what I call positive cash flow in real estate. So going back to the two golden eggs of real estate, you got equity, which is not going to be that much out there. However, there'll be massive properties that have massive cash flow properties, like $600, $1,000 plus, because interest rate is so low. Okay, and so what that means is that I'm willing to buy a property, even if it has no equity, zero, even if it has marginal equity, even if it has negative equity, like 10%, 15%, if the property is willing to cash flow $600 plus for me, especially if I don't have to use my credit. I don't have to do a credit check. I don't have to have all the freaking cash to buy it. Because if I did a cash deal, I would have to buy those numbers, 60 cents minus repairs. And that's the only way I'm going to throw some money into a briefcase and hit out to a title company. If the numbers don't work, I'm not going to throw that money into a briefcase and hit out to a title company because I'm not going to get a return on my investment. It's a risky business, right? So unlike OPM, I don't have to throw all the money in because the money's already been paid for by the borrower by them borrowing money from a bank. And now the borrower cannot make the payments on the bank on the mortgage, and the bank's going to take it in pretty soon. And so this is where I do my marketing and find the distressed sellers, and I tell them, hey, I, I have what's called your best worst option. This is not your best option. Your best option is to hire a real estate agent, sell it that way, right? But more than likely, they've already tried that, or they talked to a real estate agent and said, look, you're going to have to bring $40,000 out of your pocket when you go to closing because your house has no equity. So they kind of get that. So that they're not able to sell it traditionally. That's why I call it their best worst option, because it's not their best option. The best option is to hire a real estate agent, go that way, and they're not going to be able to because there's so much inventory out there. Okay, and they're not going to have equity because they just recently bought the house 5-6 years ago, and the prices are coming down. There's a credit crunch. There's less buyers out there. So I told the seller, look, this is why I call your best worst option, because instead of me paying cash for this property, which I cannot because you don't have enough equity, nor can you sell it with the retail buyers that are going to live here. The guys that have the 2 dogs and the 2 kids and the pets, right? They're going to live here. They're not even going to buy it because your house has no equity or marginal equity or whatever. But here's what I can do: I can buy the property. I can allow you to move to the next chapter of your life, and I can give you debt relief. I can make your monthly payments for you. In return, you have to give me the property. I'm going to be the rightful owner of it. I'm going to get the deed. I'm going to have the title. Everything's going to happen at the title company, or everything's going to happen at the attorney's office. But simply put, I just told the seller, look, you can't sell this property. You don't know what to do with it, right? And I'll just step into your shoes and I'll buy the property, make your monthly payments, and allow you to move to the next chapter of your life. And I'm gonna babysit. I'm gonna babysit the property, right? I'm gonna babysit the property, turn it into a rental property, get that massive positive cash flow. Wait 6 to 10 years. 6 to 10 years. That was the play. That's gonna be the play, right, for me. So wait 6 to 10 years. Why this property spitting out one golden egg a month for me, because which is that positive cash flow, $600 plus a month for me. Why wait around for the market to come up? And then meanwhile, the renters are paying off this debt for me, right? Because the debt is not even under my name; it's under the seller's name. I just took over their payments. I own the property. The seller has the debt. That's how it is in an OPM. And the renters are paying off their debt. I'm getting all the tax benefit. I'm getting all the positive cash flow. I own the property. I get the right to depreciation, all that good stuff, right? And I'll wait around 6 to 10 years because it's a long play till the market comes up. And at that time, that property is going to have massive equity. My internet got. So going back to the story, I'm going to have the renter pay off the seller's debt, and I'm just babysitting the property, right? And they're building me equity, even if there's no appreciation. But I know there's appreciation. I can see the history of real estate, how prices constantly go up, and I know there's going to be appreciation. But I'm not buying it for the appreciation. I'm buying it right the day one. I'm buying it because I'm getting massive cash flow from it. Okay. Now, of course, I like to buy a property where I have massive equity and massive cash flow. But in a recession, in the Greatest Depression, there's not that many people that have equity, dude, because the prices are coming down, dude. Many people got leveraged homes from FHA, which they only put like 3% down. They're not going to have equity. They're not going to have equity, dude. And so, however, they have these beautiful loans. They're ultra low interest rate. Beautiful homes are brand new in nice areas, and or at least the ones I'm going to buy in appreciating area with great school systems that people want to move there and they want to have their kids there. And all I'm going to have to do is not go with hundreds and thousands of dollars. All I got to come up with is the traffic, which I teach you in the Alchemy Stones. We show you, we set the stuff up for you guys. Your traffic, we show you 13 places to find these distressed sellers. Like in Nevada, how to get these sellers leads emailed to you in your inbox. We set it all up in the Alchemy Stones. You can get it right now for $997 versus the $9,000. It's a full day, 2-day seminar. Okay. We set up the traffic for you, and then we show you how to be the expert in your field by all the calls give it to you, because the more you're in front of the seller, the more you educate them, the more you become an expert. And when the seller is highly motivated, they're ready to sell, because majority of the times you give an offer to a seller, they're going to say no. That's the reality, because guys, you're not selling a pencil or a phone. When I give an offer to buy someone's house that's worth 100, it's just simple. For 60, they're going to say no, dude. That's the first thing that everyone says, right? But it's what are you going to do afterwards? Well, what I do for you in the Alchemy Stone is, for about a year and a half to 2 years, we have follow-up systems that follow up with them. You don't have to do anything. You just put your foot up. You just wait for that phone call, because we are pre-selling the sellers through our funnel system. So the Alchemy Stones will get you the traffic for free. We'll do the sales for you. We'll do the closing for you. We'll do the follow-up for you. All you got to do is be there when that seller emails you or calls you, says, look, I'm pre-sold. That's all you got to do, guys. Okay. And who is the Alchemy Stones for? If you're broke, you don't believe in advertisement, this is not the program for you, because this is a business in the box, guys. I sell it for $9,000, okay, for 2 full days. You get in the film version for $997. So if you're new and you don't got no money, or you don't have a job, this is not for you. Go to my mrnofluff.com, watch tons of our free videos. We have over 10,000 hours of free training, okay? But if you're someone that's new and you want to do deals now, if you're someone in the middle and you want to do deals now, if you're someone that's an expert and you want to constantly do deals on a regular basis where you can get your acquisition so you can build your team, then you need this system, because this system is a business in a box. We show you not theoretical stuff, because everyone else is doing that, right? We're teaching you the exact business tools you need to set up, the marketing. We show you how to do new cold calling versus old school cold calling, where old school, you have to get on the phone with the people. We don't do it like that. We set it up for you where you click the button and thousands of people will get your message, okay? We set it up where we teach you how to do advanced data mining. What that means is we show you how to find these motivated sellers totally for free. Then you hire a virtual assistant. We show you, or you can do it yourself, okay? And you sit there and what I call advanced data mining, where we show you how to find the seller's phone number, the seller's email, their Facebook account, their social media account, their mama's address, their cousin's address, their first name, the last name, every cell phone they ever owned in their life. You get to get that information. So therefore, you can reach out to these people in my system called 6 for Success, which I'm not going to get in here. So the Alchemy Stones is the perfect system for someone that wants to get a business and do deals now. It doesn't matter if you're new or if you're a pro, okay? If you're a pro, you're looking to have constant deals. If you're new, you have constant deals. And that's what the Alchemy Stone does, guys, okay? And right now you can get it at mrnofluff.com. Plus, we're also giving you a $5,000 plus bonuses, which is all the copyrights you need, all the materials you need, from the paperwork to give offers all the way to your funnel copyright. So to get a copywriter to do a year worth of, for example, your email funnels, well, it's going to cost you $3 or $4 grand. We'll give it to you for free because I want you to have success. And I'm only allowing 20 people, right? 20 to get access to this. And we've already sold a bunch of it, guys. So don't wait around. It's getting sold out, okay? So we give you all the tools you need because I want you to be successful. Plus, we give you the 2-day business, all-day, full-day seminar. And on top of that, we're giving you 3 different students at different levels. One is a beginner, one is mid-level, and one's already a pro with acquisition team and everything. And we show you how we modify the Alchemy Stones for everyone's level of skill level and how they go out there and implement it. And you listen to these people's reviews. For example, like Jay, he made $26,000 after 5 weeks after finishing the course. 26K, guys. He took his wife to Hawaii. He sent me pictures of it. You can check it out right now. Listen to his video. It's like an hour and a half. He tells you exactly what he did to get these deals at alchemystones.mrnofluff.com. Alchemystones.mr all there. So that said, Las Vegas, super distressed, motivated sellers there. And I think as time goes on, there's going to be more motivated sellers in Vegas. I don't know if you guys ever been. Beautiful area. You're like 4 hours to California. You're like 2 hours away to Colorado. You're just a few hours away from Mohawk. I mean, beautiful area. Palm Beach, great weather. And, you know, Tesla's there. Tesla they moved their factories there. You got the Raiders going there. So I know for a fact that, in my opinion, that area is going to go back up. because you have, one of the biggest job creators in America. The only manufacturer in America of cars is Tesla. Everyone else is gone, right? They're in Las Vegas. Well, not Las Vegas, they're in Reno. You have the the football team coming there, and you got to think about it, how much job that's going to create. And once this recession clears up, I'm very, 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 very confident that just like any other states, the real estate prices are going to go up. You can look at the last recession and now, because in Vegas, in Colorado, prices of real estate doubled, dude, in just 10 freaking years, man. In 10 years, you had a $400,000 home. Now it's worth $800,000. You have a $200,000 home. Now it's worth, right? And how that's so profitable for Airbnb and short-term rentals, or if you're a long-term rentals like me, or if you want to do owner financing, because a lot of people in Vegas probably don't have the best credit because they work in the hospitality business, they work in the food business. So this is a great opportunity to buy these homes OPM, subject to, turn around, right? That's what I'm going to do, turn around and become my own personal bank and owner finances to somebody that has 20, 30 grand down to buy this property. That's why I don't have to deal with the headaches. In the last crash, what I did is I bought from motivated sellers and I became a landlord. Now that had some problems with it. I had to deal with evictions. I had to deal with the AC. I had to deal with people stealing my AC, water, all kinds of problems, right? That's why I say you have to babysit. You have to babysit these properties, okay? Which this time I don't want to do that. I just want to buy the property, and I'm going to quickly turn around and become the bank and owner finance it to a business owner, to someone that has a good job but I have poor credit, that can go traditionally, especially with the way the economy is, and the banks, they're just like credit crunch. They're sucking their money back in, guys. Okay, they're sucking their money back in. And so that said, I'm gonna buy the property. I'm gonna turn around and owner finance. If my interest rate on the property is 2.5, I'm gonna turn around and owner finance for 6%, and that's where I'm gonna create the massive cash flow because of the difference between my mortgage rate, or I should say the seller's mortgage rate that I took over, versus what I'm gonna owner finance it. And I'm just becoming like a central banker. I'm creating money out of thin air, and that's what they do. They print money out of crazy. And when I buy properties this way and I turn around owner finance it, I become like a central banker. I create money out of thin air because I didn't have to go with the 200K to buy the property, or 300 or 400. And I'm going to turn around and instantly sell to someone else, ask a little bit more of a higher price than what I bought it for. It, increase the mortgage interest rate, few points, 4 or 5 points, so I can get a positive cash flow from that. And then I'll put my foot up, and I don't have to be a landlord anymore, which I'll still have some landlord properties, but this strategy of becoming the bank is much easier, because I don't have to deal with the AC, I don't have to deal with the plumbing, I don't have to deal with bad renters. All I got to do is, they don't pay me, is to do a foreclosure and then take the property back and redo the same thing over and over. Hopefully, don't I'll never have to do that. But if I do, I don't have to do evictions, blah blah blah. I don't have to deal with renters that, hey, this is not my property. The great thing about selling to people that are going to take ownership is it's going to be their dream for me, because I'm not going to you know, owner finance a property with 3% down like Big Brother does. No, I'm going to ask for 10%, 20% down minimum. And some people say, well, why would someone give you 30, 40 grand when they could get a FHA? Well, they can get an FHA. That's why they're going to give it to me, right? If they couldn't get an FHA, they couldn't even get a conventional because of the way they're making the loans requirements being so hard. So great opportunities. Even though many people are talking about recessions, I think it's the best time to be alive, guys, to be a real investor. I'll take some comments if you have some. All right. Let's see. BMX Matrix, what's going on, man? Which state is the most distressed right now? Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada, guys, is the most distressed. I had 28% of people on unemployment just last week, guys. That had almost 400. It was like 380 something that filed from May 16 to May 23rd, which is like tomorrow. They have almost 400,000 people that qualified for unemployment in just one freaking week, guys. One freaking week. And that's basically out of 4 citizens in Las Vegas, one of them right now don't have a job, right? They don't have a job, guys. So imagine how many millions of people that is. Any questions, comment, let me know. I'll be happy to answer for you. George says, Antonio, okay. Vegas, see you there, man. Vegas is a very, very nice area. I love it right now. Right on. It makes sense since COVID-19 the fact that most of the yeah, man, and you got to realize that Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys been there. It's not like there are people that have money there, and they're usually coming from California. Like, when I was there and I was looking at properties, I met so many people that have homes in Vegas and they're empty, right? Because they live in California and they bought in Vegas. So there are going to be equity deals there, um, more than most other states, because a lot of people in California had money and they bought these houses for cash, and now these sellers are gonna have to realize that, hey man, I got to sell these properties at a loss, and they own the house very clear, which is a great opportunity to find those what I call emotional distress sellers versus financially distressed sellers. Okay, good point. All right, I just fixed my AC today. Nice, man. I know how that is, man. I had many AC stolen from my properties, man. That's why I don't like to have vacancy, because vacancy screams theft. So this is why now I learned that, hey man, I'd rather just drop the rent down vacancy, because people will drive around and steal your AC, dude. All right. Someone asked, have you ever applied the lease option strategy? Because for many different reasons. One, oops, sorry guys. Strategy is because I don't get to own the property, right? And the seller can cloud the title. They can get an IRS lien. They can get in a car accident and get a judgment against it. I mean, there's so many things can happen. The seller can refinance, and then I'm basically losing my positioning of buying it down the line, because and I'm doing all the hard work, right? Now, do I like the lease option? I mean, it's a tool in my toolbox, and I offer that to the seller, but it's not my primary thing. So I don't like lease options. I'd rather just get the deed myself, right? I'd rather just be the owner of the property, get the deed, be the landlord, or in this 2020 moving forward, I'm just going to become the bank and just refinance it out. All right. But yeah, master lease, I like those. In the state that I'm in, they don't allow. All right. Sorry, guys. Lost the internet connection. All right. Um, Someone, what is the price for the alchemy stones? It retails for 9,000 bucks. It's a 2 day seminar, all day long. Okay, where we set up all these funnels for you. Okay, we show you how to get the leads totally for free or almost for free. We set up the follow up. We set up the sales. This is a whole business in a box, from Facebook marketing to advanced data mining to new school cold calling to the funnels to the follow. I mean, there's so many. It's a whole business. Now, the alchemy stones does not teach you philosophical stuff, right? It's not that. It gets you from A to Z of getting a deal. The whole course is about getting you deals. The whole course is about taking action out. This is not a course where you just come and learn. This is a course where you learn, and you have to set these things up while we're working with our students. Okay. Now, how much is it? Right now we're having a special for just 20 people, 7 guys. So less than $1,000, you can get a $9,000 course for 2 day seminar. The other great news is we're giving you 3 2 day seminars. So you're getting six, basically, student number 1 2 day, student number 2 2 day, student number 3 3 day. I mean 2 days. And if you add it up, you're getting 6 hours of training from different levels of entrepreneurship, because we have students that never done deals before, but they're ready to go ahead and do deals. And we have pros that done deals and they're just trying to scale their business, and everywhere between. I'll give you 3 different students so you can adjust, you know, to your needs. Because when I did these trainings, each of the alchemy stone was tailored to the skill level set of my student, because that's how we do it, right? When we work together one-on-one, you're not getting a cookie cutter, you're getting something tailored for your business and where you are. So right now you can get the alchemy stones for $997, guys. So you're going to be getting 3 2 day seminars, which is three, basically 6 hours worth of 3 different students, 3 different levels in their life as being an entrepreneur, real estate investor. You can see the pro, medium, and the beginner, and how we help them get deals, guys. Okay. How much is it? $997. Where can you get it? alchemystones.mrnofluff.com, or just go to our main website, My Real Estate Dojo, guys. MyRealEstateDojo.com. Good question. All right, I got another question.